What are your thoughts, Gil? I mean, have you seen extraneous factors the way we have in this one? Have you seen this type of, I don't know, the worldwide attention, etc., the gossip angle for a major heavyweight championship fight?
No, not to this degree, but Mike Tyson is a special kind of a person. I was talking to him also Friday and earlier in the week, and he says to me, he says, you know, he loves boxing. He lives, eats, and sleeps boxing. He says, all this extra curricular activities that are going on outside, he says, I can't wait to get into the ring. He says, when I'm in the ring, I'm happy. Nobody else to worry about but my opponent. I don't have to worry about all these outside influences bothering me.
I mean, how would Michael Spinks, how does he go about trying to stop Mike Tyson?
Well, I watched Michael Spinks train, and I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in close to the same weight that Mike Tyson comes in. He's very, very big. He's bulked himself way up, which I don't think is any good at all. And they've been having secret sparring sessions, but there's nothing secret in boxing, the same as there is the leaks in the White House and every place else.
Yeah, right.
We find out everything that goes on. And in his sparring sessions, he's been doing a lot of punching and warring with the sparring partners rather than using the ring. And looking at him bulked up the way he was, I think that he's planning on bringing it to Mike a little bit to make Mike respect him. He's got to have to hurt Mike early, and if he hurts him early, then he can feint and fool around and try to kill the clock and steal the rounds. But as Randy says, I don't give him a chance in the fight at all, because I think Mike Tyson is just so strong and so talented. And the fact that Mike has slowed himself down by putting on this extra weight, I don't think it's going to help him a bit. I think it's going to hurt him, and he has to get hit by Mike Tyson. And you know, boxing, when you box, Dave, you feint to get a guy off balance, and when you get him off balance, that's when you do a job. When Mike Tyson throws a punch at Michael Spinks, even if it hits Spinks on the shoulder, or if Spinks blocks the punch, he's going to knock Spinks off balance. And once he gets him off balance, that's when he's going to be able to hit him with the combinations. So I just don't see how Michael Spinks can do it.
You guys spoken with Spinks? Has anybody spoken with Spinks at length about, hey man, you're in for a monster show?
I did. I had a conversation with Michael Spinks also last Friday, and he's the same phlegmatic guy that he always is before every fight. He's pulled a lot of upsets. He's never lost, and he's been in some terrific fights with Larry Holmes, for example, the first fight with the Kwawi, and he's exactly the same. He says, I'm scared when I go in the ring. He says, I admit that I'm scared. That's the way I fight. And he says, I can disappear on a guy. I do freaky things. I know I'm awkward. He says, but I'm sitting in this seat, and I've never lost a fight. He said, the other guys that were favorites, they're gone. They're my spar. One of the guys is my sparring partner now. So he has quiet confidence, despite the fact that he's scared. But I think when he gets in the ring and he realizes the hurricane he's up against, this may be the first time that he loses his cool.
I mean, is this man beatable? You are a boxing man, certainly in this panel. Is he beatable?
Well, one of the things that disturbs me about this particular fight, and again, I pick him, I can't cop a plea, I'm picking Mike Tyson to stop Spinks within 6 rounds. But the fact that he's training in a very, very strange manner, never mind the outside influences, it's what's happening in the boxing camp itself. I mean, normally a fighter will box 3 days, take a day off, box 3 more days, and tape it down when it gets near fight time. And most of the guys, the last time they work out is 3 days before a fight. Then they'll take 2 days off and fight. Now, from our leaks that we have in the different camps, I'd say in the last 11 to 12 workouts that Mike Tyson has had, he's only boxed twice, which is very, very, very unusual. Under normal circumstances, I would have to say to myself, there's something wrong with him. Either he's got a bad hand or a sore nose or whatever. That's one of the reasons that we do not allow a fighter to box when it gets near an important fight. But for them to be training him in this strange manner, if there's nothing wrong with him, I don't understand it. I mean, Mike Spinks, again, Michael Spinks, I don't think is a great heavyweight by any stretch of the imagination. But the fact that he hasn't boxed very much at all, I don't know about the road work. I don't have, my spies don't get up that early in the morning.
Late spies.
Pick up again, or finish up what you were saying about the different approach that Tyson and company are taking, the fact that he is not sparring as many rounds as traditionally held.
Well, it's not even close. I mean, he's thrown tradition out the window. I mean, and the other thing, Dave, that I didn't like about his training camp is when I trained a fighter, you know, the fights are 3-minute rounds, a minute rest. My guys worked for 3 minutes and rested for 1 minute. Worked for 3, and you took the gloves off. You had to get those gloves off so that they could work the next minute at the next thing they were going to do. Now, the 2 times that I watched Mike Tyson train, he would hit the heavy bag, and every 30 seconds or 15 seconds, Kevin Rooney would stop him and say, wait a minute, I don't want you to do this, I want you to do it like that. And in other words, he's not working, he's resting. He's not going through a complete 12 or 15 round routine when you stop and talk to him every minute or every 2 minutes. I mean, some trainers do that. I don't say that I'm right with my way of doing it, but that's the way I always did it. And I've noticed it with other trainers. A guy finishes boxing, for example. Let's say he's going to box 4 rounds and then he's going to go on a heavy bag. He finishes boxing and his trainer talks to him for 3 or 4 minutes before he goes on a heavy bag. That means his heart rate's going to go down, and he's resting all the time. So instead of him working a 12 or 15 round routine, it's a 4 round routine and a rest, then a 2 round routine. And I don't believe in that at all. And that's the way they've been training Mike Tyson for the fight. So the only possible question I would have as far as Mike Tyson goes in this fight is his stamina.
Ooh.